Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to airbrush camouflage cookies using my 3-piece camouflage stencil set. Here's the set right here. You can see it's 3 different patterns and they are numbered 1, 2, 3 so you don't get confused while you're airbrushing. We're going to start today doing the green layer, which is stencil 1. I already have my cookie with a beige base and I airbrushed it first, so I started actually with a white cookie, but you can flood your cookie in beige icing, whichever you choose to do. And now I'm going to place it under my stencil where I want to start, using my magnets as I always do, and I'm going to airbrush the green layer. And as always, I keep my airbrush on low. If your airbrush has settings for airspeed, I suggest you always start on low as you get used to working. And mine's also adjustable when I open up the trigger. It's a Duff machine. I know everybody asks me that. And I barely open the trigger, so I'm really controlling the amount of color that comes out. Less is more, so you want to start slow. And so I've done my green layer. I'm going to remove my magnets. And you can take a look at where we're starting here. It looks pretty good with the green. Now I want to take a minute to talk about mixing airbrush colors. Not everybody knows you can actually mix your airbrush colors. So to make this kind of army green, I used the leaf green, the avocado, and then just a touch of brown. And what I do is I pre-mix it in this little glass container. I don't know if this is a shot glass or maybe, I don't know what this was, but anyway, it's perfect size for me. And I use a medicine dropper to mix it up and then drop it into my airbrush well. So if you have a lot of cookies to do, you probably want to mix up a bigger batch of the the airbrush color, so that way you don't run out and have to remix if you do want them to match. So the next step here we're going to do is the brown, and you can see you can kind of place the cookie wherever you want under the stencil and move it around to get different looks. And I just flashed you the brown color. I'm just using straight brown from Duff Airbrush Colors, and I'm going to airbrush my brown on. Again, I'm on low speed, about maybe, I don't know, 6-7 inches away from the cookie. When you're done, carefully lift off your magnets if you're using them and take a look at what you've got. And you can usually get a few tries out of your stencil before you have to clean it, as long as you don't use too much color. So I did a bunch of cookies in a row and I didn't have to clean it in between. So you can see now I'm doing my last step, which is adding the black, and I'm using the super black from Americolor. And you can see I found a spot I liked on the stencil. So definitely like move your cookies around so they don't all look the same. And so the camouflage looks, like camouflage does. It's a little more natural, and they're all kind of different. So I'm doing the last layer here of black. And you can see the finished product looks pretty good. Definitely a lot less time consuming than doing this with icing colors. And here's more of them. And as always, the stencils are available at my website, thecookiecountess.com.